it's Q12, number 9 of 2017, and the numbers are getting whittled down. And obviously, with it being right here on the kind of edge of Europe, we've got 5 people participating. Who's going to win? One of these two next to me, I reckon, but who knows? Yeah, I'm on a hot streak. In charge, we've got Ashton, who's been kind enough to do the 2 sets. We're starting straight from round 2. So round 2 involves questions which have a high jeopardy. It's worth 6 points on the first clue, 5 points on the second, 4 and so on, down to 1 point. Naturally, the clues are meant to get easier as you wear on. You also lose the same amount of points if you're wrong. Ashton will be looking to feed me a couple of those ones, won't you?
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay, off we go. Good luck, especially Margaret.
Okay. So 12 questions, here's number 1. For 6 points, recent research has shown that a strain of bacteria found in this animal's faeces can convert any form of cellulose into butanol fuel. For 5 points, this animal features on the coat of arms of Botswana. They live in groups known as harems with a dominant male and up to 6 females. For 4 points, depictions of these animals have had starring roles in the film Kumba. And for 3 points, and also the film Racing Stripes. Mike L.
Zebra.
Zebra is right for 3 points. Number 2.
Which side is that?
For 6 points, this man was born in 1943. He's a devout Catholic and holds anti-abortion and anti-gay rights views. He has said that gay MPs in his home country's parliament should sit behind a wall. In 2014, a street named after him in San Francisco was renamed because of these and similar remarks. For 5 points, in 2017, a lengthy investigation by the Institute of National Remembrance concluded that this man had collaborated with the country's secret police between 1970 and 1976. For 4 points, the movement he led inspired U2 to write the song New Year's Day. For 3 points, an airport is named after this man in his home country, in the port city in which he made his name. The logo incorporates his signature as a vapour trail. For 2 points, he was named Man of the Year. Simon.
Lech Walesa.
Lech Walesa, for 2 points.
Yeah.
Number 3, for 6 points, this institution was established in 1881 on Cromwell Road. For 5 points, Alfred Waterhouse was the architect responsible for its landmark building. For 4 points, in the 20... Right.
Manchester Town Hall.
Afraid not, minus 4. For 4 points, in the 2014 film Paddington, the villain works as a taxidermist at this institution, and the film features a chase scene set on its roof. Kid.
It's the Natural History Museum.
It is the Natural History Museum, 4 points.
So what happens at this stage? It's 4 to go through, so you're in a good place.
Number 4. 6 points. This city,
Reset. I might reset.
this city had a population of 130,000 at the 2011 census, although that did include the adjacent towns of Waddington and North Hycombe. For 5 points, Simon.
Sunderland.
Minus 6, I'm afraid. Actually, minus 5, because I only gave Mike minus 1. I'd already said the 5 points, minus 5. 5 points. It was the site of an 1141 battle between King Stephen and the Empress Matilda. During the English Civil War, it was on the frontier between royalist and parliamentary forces and changed hands several times. For 4 points, the composer William Byrd worked at the city's cathedral from 1563 to 1572. John Hurt went to school in the city. For 3 points, it sits in a gap in an escarpment named after the city, but which is also known as the Trent Cliff. It's home to 2 universities, one of which is Bishop Grosseteste University. For 2 points, it once had 2 railway stations, but St Mark's closed in 1985. Its football team was promoted into League 2 at the end of last season. Mike.
What? No, Lincoln.
Yes.
Oh,
2 points.
just. Of course it's Lincoln.
Steve 4, Mike 1, Margaret and Chris 0, Simon minus 3. Number 5. For 6 points, this company was founded in 1777 and named after its founder, whose first name was William. By 1877, it was the largest business of its kind in the world. For 5 points, this company has sponsored Pontypridd and Bristol Rugby Union clubs, and between 1984 and 86, Derby County. For 4 points, a museum sited next to the company's main location contains a Shire horse collection. For 3 points, it also contains a microbrewery. The company maintained its dominance of the UK market in the 20th century through acquisitions of Hewitt Brothers in Grimsby, Charringtons of Bethnal Green, and Mitchells and Butlers in Smethwick. Simon.
Bass.
Bass. 3 points.
We, before the World Championships a couple of years ago, got a guided tour there. There's a shire horse still.
Would you have come in?
I'd have come in with a shire horse bit, yeah.
Number 6.
Reset.
This book is divided into 12 chapters, including one called The Caucus Race. Mike.
Alice in Wonderland.
For 6 points.
The Caucus Race.
You might be better off sitting in your finger, mate.
I prefer to use that, it's just my fingers are quite fat. I'm not finding it easy.
Reset, please. Hold on. I shouldn't really go into
Mike takes the lead.
To the top. Halfway through, Mike 7, Steve 4,
Reset.
Margaret, Chris and Simon all 0. Number 7. For 6 points, in humans this element is an essential mineral which regulates blood volume, blood pressure and pH. For 5 points, it's the 7th most abundant element on Earth and the 5th most abundant metal behind aluminium, iron, calcium and magnesium. For 4 points, because of its high reactivity, it's never found naturally as a pure element. It's abundant in Mercury's atmosphere and forms a 50 million kilometre long tail to the Hale-Bopp comet. For 3 points, it was first isolated by Humphrey Davy in 1807. Its compounds have many uses, including in soap manufacture and as a de-icing agent. For 2 points, it's a soft silvery white alkali metal in group 1 of the periodic table. For 1 point, what is this element with a top? Simon.
Lithium.
-1.
Well, you know, first. Not for David.
What is this element? Curtis.
Magnesium.
-1.
That's what I was thinking.
That's one of them, that's one of these. Getting close.
For 1 point, what is this element with atomic number 11 and the chemical symbol Na? Kid.
Sodium.
I thought it was as well. I was going to go sodium.
Oh, we're going to go sodium like
The
5 out, but I don't particularly need to.
Number 8.
Reset.
Reset.
A sculpture of a scallop by Maggie Hambling is dedicated to this man. For 5 points, he was one of 10 Great Britons selected as subjects for commemorative postage stamps by the Royal Mail in 2013. He was also featured on a 50-pence piece to mark his centenary. For 4 points, he was born in 1913, the son of a dentist. He counted W.H. Auden and Christopher Isherwood amongst his close friends. His mother's ambition for him was to become the 4th B. For 3 points, the other Bs being Bach, Beethoven and Brahms.
Yes.
Simon.
John Betjeman.
-3.
Oh, that's a good shout.
2 points. This man was responsible for the creation of Snape Malting's Concert Hall. He created this venue with producer Eric
Oh, I've
Crozier.
got to go for Benjamin Britten.
It is Benjamin
Oh, of
Britten,
course,
2
yeah.
points.
Just like, it's so stupid, just put it away. That could have really screwed me over.
9. 6 points. This football club are owned by Hong Kong-based company Trillion Trophy Asia. For 5 points, they were formed in 1875 and they were founder members and first ever champions of the Football League 2nd Division. For 4 points, they were runners-up in the Intercity Fairs Cup, the forerunner to the UEFA Cup, in 1960 and 61, and they won their first major trophy when they beat their fiercest local rivals on aggregate in the 1963 league. Simon.
Birmingham City.
4 points, Birmingham City.
Oh,
Birmingham
no.
City first cup. I should have gone for it.
Number 10. 6 points. This film
Reset.
was... I can't remember to do that. 6 points. This film was based on a novel by James Jones and won 8 of the 13 Oscars for which it was nominated. 5 points. The film's full-word title is taken from Rudyard... Margaret.
From here to return.
For 5 points. For
Oh!
Don't touch that thing. Don't touch that thing at all.
Oh, right.
Very
Do you
good.
like this quiz now, Margaret? Isn't it hair-raising?
2 questions left,
A reset.
and
Yep.
it's getting very interesting.
The film's title taken from Rudyard Kipling's poem Gentleman Ranker.
2 questions left and a good player's going to get knocked out of this.
So, 2 questions to go. Mike, Steve 7, Margaret 5. You're all safe. Simon 0, Chris -1. Number 11. 6 points. The lead singer and original guitarist of this band joined together in a project named The Tears 10 years after the guitarist's departure. For 5 points, this band's 1993 debut album was the fastest selling debut album in 10 years and won the Mercury Music Prize. For 4 points, when, as yet unsigned, the band were managed by Ricky Gervais, who in 1990 introduced them to fellow University of London Union employee Simon Gilbert, who has been their drummer ever since. Mike.
Squeeze.
I'm afraid not. -4.
I'm sure it is.
Brings you
No
back into
way.
contention a bit.
I thought it was.
Oh,
3 points.
Mike.
3 points. Their albums include A New Morning, Head Music, Blood Sports and Coming Up. Their lineup briefly included Justin Frischmann, later of Elastica, who was at the time the girlfriend of the band's lead singer. For 2 points, Richard Oakes is the band's lead guitarist. He replaced Bernard Butler, who left after the release of Dogman Star. For 1 point, what is this band? Often clumped in with Britpop, whose bassist Matt Osman is... Curtis.
The Verve.
-1. Margaret.
Suede.
Suede.
That's what I meant to say, not squeeze suede. I couldn't come out of my mouth.
I'd have taken that out for 6 as soon as the on about when they formed and what they.
Richard Osman game.
Right, I can't touch this now.
So with 1 question to go, Steve 7, Margaret 6, Mike 3,
As long as I don't touch
Simon
it.
0, Chris -2. Last question. 6 points. Guests who appeared on this show include Martin Ryle, Michael Bentine and Arthur C. Clarke. For 5 points, in 2013 this programme moved to BBC 4. For 4 points, in 2007 a special anniversary edition of the show saw John Culshaw play the show's presenter in a time travel edition. For 3 points, the programme's theme music is from the incidental music to Peleas and Melisande. For 2 points, that music was composed by Sibelius. Chris Lintott and Maggie Aderin Pocock are the current presenters. For 1 point, Curtis,
Tomorrow's World.
-2.
You have to go for it, you just have to do it.
I know.
For 1 point, this long-running programme, Simon.
It's got 8.
Simon.
Clearly it was, but I didn't need to.
Put it in.
That's it.
Maggie Aderin
Yeah,
Pocock.
thank you. But, goodbye.
Sorry, Chris.
Okay, it's the final round of Q12 number 9 in Llandudno. We're down to 4 players. That's Mike, Margaret, Simon and Steve. New Zealand was the last answer. So question 1. Named his country's player of the century in 1999, what was the arboreal nickname of... That is Kid.
Pine tree.
Fine.
Colin Beach. Died a few months ago.
Yeah, died recently.
That's me.
Simon.
Yeah. You won't need to use that Robert Hall.
No, we've got one.
Number 2. What was the name of the tree-like humanoid voiced by Vin Diesel in Guardians of the... Mike.
I am Groot.
Groot is right.
You say I am good there.
Yeah, but you know me. I'm only doing a silly impression.
In Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 3. Galaxies
Can we...
Galaxies come in 3 classes: spiral, irregular, and which other? Here.
Globular.
No, nothing away.
Ah,
Anybody else?
should know it.
No.
Nebula.
No. No. Anybody? Elliptical.
Yeah, no, I should know.
Spiral Scratch was the debut release by which band in 1977? It's the only release of theirs to feature original lead singer Howard Devoto. Here.
Magazine.
No, nothing away. Simon.
The Buzzcocks.
Buzzcocks.
That's course.
Yeah.
I went to Form Magazine, did Howard Devoto, didn't I?
That's right.
Next one. Preston, who famously walked off Nevermind the Buzzcocks when his wife Chantal Houghton was mocked by Simon Amstel, is the lead... Mike.
Ordinary boys.
Ordinary Boys.
Mark Preston,
Yeah.
lead singer of the Ordinary Boys.
And that's, yeah. Which building in Preston, the second largest of its kind in Europe, and now with Grade 2 listed status, has been described by the 20th... Simon.
Bus station.
Bus station.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you think, do you go for Guildhall or do you go for bus station?
Reset.
And next one. In which English city is the longest guided busway in the world? It connects the city to Histon. Simon.
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
With the Alcatraz.
The wooden mathematical bridge in Cambridge is part of which college? Founded by Margaret of Anjou, the consort of Henry VI.
Kid. Keys.
No, nothing away. Simon.
Queens.
Queen.
Means, yeah, I was there.
Margaret of Anjou. Simon building up an early lead. Nobody's off to life yet.
Q Elizabeth, Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're down to Margaret.
Next one. Real name.
Reset.
Real name, Dana Owens. Which...
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Kidding.
What's her name?
Ellie in the Mammoth and Ice Age films.
Mike's on the train.
There have been 5 Ice Age films. Name the subtitle to any one. Like
Continental Drift.
Continental Drift, Collision Course, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, and Meltdown.
Perfect.
What was the name of the supercontinent that existed in the late Paleozoic and early Mesozoic eras? Kid.
Gondwana or Gondwana.
Nope.
Pangea.
Pangea.
Yeah. It's gonna go.
Reset.
Pan's Labyrinth was directed by which film director? Mike.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Did I?
You did, but
Too slow.
too slow. You seem to have lost your finger speed.
Plenty of time. Not over till the fat lady starts singing.
Next one. What name is given to a bullfighter who uses a lance whilst on horseback? Kid.
Pick it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Which author?
Reset.
Which author who has released books under the Picador imprint has written a children's novel entitled Haroun and the Sea of Stories, and adult fiction including The Enchantress of Florence, Fury, Shalimar the Clown, The Ground Beneath Her Feet, Shame, The Moor's Last Sigh, Midnight's Children, and The Satanic.
Salmon Rushdie.
Salmon Rushdie.
Are you sure? He was first there.
Yes.
Here he goes.
Bloody hell.
Next one. A fatwa, such as that issued against Rushdie, does not necessarily have to be a death sentence. It can just be a condemnation of something. In 2001, which video game received a fatwa from religious authorities in the UAE, who found that it encouraged children to gamble and was based on theories of evolution? Kid.
Minecraft.
No.
Silly.
There you guys. Mike?
GTA.
Nope. Ryan?
The Sims.
Nope. Margaret? Pokemon.
Yeah, alright. No.
How could that things evolve? Sorry.
Should be banned.
Pokemon is the second best-selling video game franchise. Which is the best-selling? Also operated by Nintendo.
Oh.
Kid.
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, that's it.
Who scored the winning goal in the 2014 FIFA World Cup final?
Mario Götze.
That's it.
Even though he's not Italian.
Mike, 14, Simon 10, Kid 6, Margaret at school. What is the name of the disgraced Trinidadian FIFA official now facing extradition to the US for criminal prosecution for racketeering and money laundering? Kid.
Warner.
Jack Warner.
What's that? Oh,
That's
it's
the name of it,
Live
isn't
with
it?
the FIFA, right, okay.
Come on, respect for my football knowledge.
I could have gone to do it as Warner. I wouldn't have got his first name.
Jack
Warner.
Warner. Dixon and Doc Green. Oh.
Warner Brothers are considered to be one of the big 6 major American film studios. Name any 3 of the other 5 quickly. Kid.
United Artists, Paramount, and Amblin.
No. Mike.
United Artists, Paramount, Columbia.
No.
Question's over, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Simon.
Paramount, Columbia, and MGM.
No.
Oh dear. MGM, Paramount, what's it? I've forgotten.
No.
TriStar.
Disney.
It's definitely
No MGM, no United Artists. It's Universal, Paramount, Columbia, Fox, and Disney.
Ah,
Disney.
right.
Yeah, if you think about Disney, yeah, I never thought about
Number 20. Which TV character, who had the same first name as the network which carried his show in the USA, had a photographic memory and was partially colourblind? A poster above the desk in his office states, "I want to believe." His arch nemesis is the Smoking Man, and his partner's name was Dana. Kid.
Seinfeld.
No.
Sorry, I mean,
Questions over to Simon?
this is over.
Mr. Magoo.
No.
I can't believe this.
Donald Trump.
No, I thought this was...
Fox Mulder.
It's Fox Mulder.
X-Files.
Oh!
Yes, yes.
Mulder and
I thought it
Scully.
was a
Mulder and
cartoon.
Scully.
Believe.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe.
Reset.
Reset. Next one. X and Y was an album by which? Mike.
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Oh, that was an easy 2 points, wasn't it?
What two-word phrase did Coldplay's Chris Martin and wife Gwyneth Paltrow use to describe their separation in 2014? Kid.
Amicable war.
Oh yeah, something.
I've got an idea.
Come on, count them out.
Mutual uncoupling.
Consciousness coupling.
Yes.
Well, not sexy at all.
Next one. The origin of the modern concept of consciousness largely stems from which English philosopher's 1690 essay concerning human understanding? He is also known as the father of liberalism.
Jeremy Bentham.
No. Kid.
Don.
No. Simon.
Hume.
No.
Scottish.
John Locke.
John Locke. Nice.
Next one.
Sorry, lost fans.
Loch Lomond is part of a Scottish national park along with which surrounding hills? Kid.
The Trossachs.
Trossachs.
I knew you might know that.
Right, well, you can predict who's going to get these, isn't there? Next one.
Reset.
On which island is the largest national park in the world? Bigger than all but 29 of the world's countries, it covers around 45% of this.
Greenland.
Yes.
Yes.
That was an interruption.
Great answer.
It's big, isn't it? Big.
Would have been 20th on the list.
The Green Monster is a feature of which sports stadium?
Oh shit. Boston, the one, Wrigley Stadium.
I'm afraid not. Margaret?
Yes, Boston Red Sox.
In any of the place. No, nothing away there because.
Beaten now.
That's who pressed.
Nobody else.
Have you finished?
I finished. You two can press.
Okay. It's gone.
Let's go.
I don't know.
You should know it. Who owns Liverpool?
Yeah, Fenway.
Fenway Park.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Not
Fenway,
the
bloody park, yeah.
I know that. Fenway.
Next one. Boston was the site of which battle? It took place during the siege of the city in the early stages of the Civil War. Most of the combat did not occur in the location in the battle's name, but on the neighbouring Breeds Hill. Mike.
Antietam.
No. Simon.
Bunker Hill.
Bunker.
Hell yeah.
The Coffin.
Reset.
The Coffin is a bunker on which Open Championship golf course? Kid.
True.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice one. Very good.
Who won the 2017 Open Championship? Well,
John Smith.
no, it doesn't.
what was the name of Katie Price Stroke Jordan's MMA fighter and Hollyoaks actor second husband?
Oh,
I'm not going to guess, so nobody else does it unless you know.
Mike.
Alex Hunter.
Kid.
It's not Alex Best.
No.
Alex Best.
Alex Reid.
Alex Reid.
Reed, that's the one. I'm considering. Ah!
Which song, which has become a Hibernian anthem, is the title track of the musical which features the songs of the Reid twins, better known as the...
It's Sunshine and Leaf.
It is.
Oh yeah. Ah, okay. Here it comes.
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yes.
You've never lived till you've been
Steve back
passing through
to
Leaf
2 points.
with a head party.
Set in Leith, what is Irvin Welsh's prequel novel? Mike.
Filth.
Minus
it's not.
First
No,
Life Gone,
it's not.
right?
It's prequel. It's not a prequel. What are you on about?
Kid.
No,
Come
go.
on.
Life Gone.
I've got
Life Gone from Kid as well.
Is it? Nobody's coming up with it. Oh, sorry.
No.
Steve.
Prequel to Train Spotting.
Why have I gone for filth? It's not to do with train spotting. It's porno. Isn't it?
It's not. No.
Buying a pen and notebook.
No.
Do you
It's
know
prequel to Train Spotting.
Shallow Grave?
No. It's Gag Boys.
Oh right, is it? Right.
Next one. Who has a typecast cameo in the original Train Spotting film, playing an irritating game show presenter? Kid.
It's
No.
David
Too slow.
Dickinson.
No.
And that's in the
No,
life.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I just.
Was it not?
Anybody? Mike?
Bob Monkhouse.
No. Simon?
Nicholas Parsons.
Margaret? Dale Winton.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Bloody hell,
Picture it
man.
now, wouldn't-
How come you can see a bloke in front of you and not get it out?
Next one. Which English archbishop signs his name Winton, which is an abbreviation? Simon?
Winchester.
Winchester. Which band had a hit with Winchester Cathedral? Kid.
New vaudeville band.
Yep.
Oh dear, there you go.
Known as the Cheeky Chappie, which British vaudeville performer was known for his flamboyant suits, kipper tie and trilby and risque jokes? His signature tune was Mary from the Dairy, and he appears on the front cover of the Sgt. Pepper album. Simon?
Arthur Askey.
No. Kid?
Ted.
No. Margaret?
Max Miller.
Max Miller?
Oh, good answer.
Nice one, Margaret.
Hey.
Windy Miller featured in which children's TV? Simon?
Camberwick Green.
Camberwick Green?
Oh.
I never know which one to go for with those.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
Wendy Miller's Camberwick Green rather than
Chilton.
Camberwick Green narrator Brian Cant was married to the sister of which TV presenter, who is herself married to the TV chef Phil Vickery?
I don't know. Super.
Margaret?
Fern Britton.
Fern Britton.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Which politician is the daughter of the feminist writer Vera Britton? Simon?
Shirley Williams.
Shirley Williams.
Oh,
It's 18 all.
Oh.
18 across the boards.
Close.
Which area of East London with a station on the Docklands Light Railway gave its name to the 1981 declaration by Shirley Williams?
No!
Simon?
Limehouse.
Limehouse.
He's going to win now.
With the three-letter code LCY, which airport is served by the Docklands Light Rail? Simon?
London City Airport.
London City Airport.
Oh,
He's one away.
He's got it now. See much
Apart from the city, which other two-word phrase is used to refer to the City of London? It's now a metonym for the UK's trading and financial services. Kid.
now.
Wall Street.
One away. Simon?
Square Mile.
Is the right answer for the win.
Yes. Go on, Simon.
Square line.
Thanks, Margaret. Thanks, thanks, Ashton, and thanks, guys, for hanging about on a great day's quizzing. Don't forget to come and join in Lightspeed quizzes whenever you get the opportunity. This is going to be released on the 12th of October at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. There are 2 more chances to qualify. It's going to be pricey if you've never done it so far this year, but the prize is £500, and anybody could get this, it seems, apart from Mike, Liz and Margaret and myself. So from sunny Llandudno,
So we got-
And then Steve's got
fantastic
uniform.
weekend quiz.
Steve got
See you all later.
Simon would never father win.